Hello. It is patch day. We've had a brand new patch, a really good balanced patch in my opinion. I can't even get it up on it. I just wanted to talk about that quickly before I start. We're playing Master Mold again, by the way, in case you didn't see the title. I'm determined that Master Mold's a good card. So, firstly, they made some changes to the shop and everything. They've changed the token shop, so now there's like a Series 4 and 5. The new Series 5 is always going to be here for a week, and then also there's like a separate thing for Ultimate variants, which I think is pretty cool. I wish these Ultimate variants were just slightly cheaper. If they were like 3,000 tokens, I think they'd be alright, because like that's really cool. But I can't tell you the last time I played it as a woman. I think that's about it for the changes for the token shop and stuff, but I think it's a good change. I think it means that obviously if you're missing more cards, like now that Ghost has dropped, I'm 100% determined to get Ghost, and it would just annoy me to keep seeing Ultimate variants. Honestly, more interesting ones though, the card balance changes. We also got Valkyrie as our, now that she's dropped to Season 3, she was the last card we were missing, so that's dope. So firstly, Shuri got done. I think having like read a lot of what people wanted from this nerf, what people wanted from this change, it's about right. Like, so they've changed it so rather than just doubling power of the card, it has to be played in the same location as Shuri, which I think is a really healthy change. I think it's a good middle ground. I think for me, I was really concerned that they changed Shuri and they changed the ability completely, and they've made it like a completely different card, like they did with Leader, but we'll get on to that in a bit. I think this is a really healthy change. I think Shuri's still going to be really good. She's just dropped to pool 3. I think it doesn't interfere too much with the win lines of like Taskmaster and stuff like that. It does change the way that you have to play it, because obviously you can't play your Red Skull or your big minion into Cosmo and then Taskmaster it. But I think it's a healthy change for Shuri. I think it's a really good move. I think there's still a lot of room to use her. It's a good change. Solid balance. I think you'll still see a lot of Shuri decks as well, because I think a lot of players have like built their collection around it, which is why people were worried about the nerf. I think you'll still be able to play Shuri. I think you'll still be able to enjoy it if you are a Shuri enjoyer. Next up is Leech. Actually, you know what, I'm going to start typing, because everything's really shiny and glowy. So Leech has been changed. So now, just at the start of turn 6, remove all abilities from cards in your opponent's hands. I think what's really interesting with this one as well is it's not an on-reveal. So it's kind of a buff in a way, because like Leech now doesn't get hit by on-reveals, and this can't be stopped either. So you could cheat out a Leech with like Mr. Negative or with Lockjaw, which funnily enough we'll be talking about in a second. And it just goes off. It's kind of like a Daredevil effect. I think it's really strong. It's a really interesting change. Obviously, if you're playing like the Lockjaw Thanos Leech combo or the Lockjaw Leech combo, yeah, your card got nerfed, but to be honest, that was a really boring combo, and it felt really bad to get hit by a Leech on like turn 3 or 4, whereas I think this change still keeps him viable, still like means that he can do his job of stopping decks that pop off on turn 6, which I think is very healthy because of things like Hitmonkey. But in my opinion, it's probably a buff. It does obviously stop the early game fuckery as well, so I think it's a good change. Definitely not as strong as it used to be in combination with other cards, but for the card itself, definitely a buff. I think we'll be experimenting with him. Let's see Lockjaw next. Wow, typing LOC, not the smartest. There he is. So Lockjaw's been changed. This one is a definitive nerf. You can only play one card into Lockjaw lane now, and it only swaps one card. Here's what it says on the tin. I think Lockjaw is still going to have a lot of space in the future. I think this change is always going to happen, because I feel like as they print more cards, we're going to see more good 0 and 1 drops that could be like comboed into Lockjaw, even 2 drops, and this kind of combats that a bit. It makes him like not really fit into Thanos anymore, which is a bit sad. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, not me, really hated that deck. I liked Lockjaw Thanos. I thought it was really good. I think that the thing that felt bad about it was how high rolly it was. But then I think in that situation, you're left with the choice of either mullering Thanos into the ground or nerfing Lockjaw. And I'm kind of happy they picked Lockjaw. I think that Lockjaw could still work really well in a normal Lockjaw deck. I think like with the Jubilee line and with like the Infinite and stuff, it's still a really good card. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. But on the whole, yeah, there's no cookie cut way around it. This is a big nerf. There's no positive to this change. Next up is America Chavez. This one's sort of less of a nerf, and kind of like an interesting sort of change. So now she reads, you know, I click 6, then courtesy straight away. So now she reads, start on the bottom of your deck, draw this on turn 6. Whereas before it said, you always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. The change is really, really good, because obviously it stops you getting yondu'd, which is a good thing. And also the devs have said like the main reason they've done this is because they're releasing more cards in the future that work off of the top of your deck. I mean, what's it? Iron Lad's coming out next season. I think it's Iron Lads, don't hold me on that. And he copies the top ability of your deck, so obviously that doesn't work with America Chavez, just as one example. I think it's a good change. It obviously is a bit of Yondu protection as well, especially if you've literally got America Chavez in your deck just to make your deck a bit more consistent. Yeah, good change. Doesn't really affect how the card plays that much. I think what's interesting about it is, though, is that now it no longer says you always draw this on turn 6. So where it says starts on the bottom of your deck, I'm not 100% sure, I don't know if the devs have commented on this, but when you, like, shuffle stuff into your deck, I don't know if that resets the order like it does in other card games, or whether she's just going to sit on the bottom of the deck. That might need some experimentation. It might be that now you can draw her before turn 6 if your deck gets shuffled, which has some interesting implications with decks like that involve rocks or other shuffling mechanics. Jubilee next. So before my time, during beta, apparently Jubilee used to originally read this way, but they changed it purely because of the interaction with America Chavez. Jubilee now says, as you may have guessed, you can add the top card of your deck to this location. Pretty good change, I think. It's obviously like doesn't change her like mechanically per se, but I think in the future, obviously, what this means is if there's a card that puts something on the top of your deck, if you play Jubilee in the same turn, you'll be able to play that card straight away. So, for example, if there's something that say shuffles a really strong minion to the top of your deck, you can play Jubilee on the same turn and then just immediately pull it. I see why they had to change America Chavez to make this change. I think it's a cool change. I think it will have implications in the future, but right now, obviously, there's not crazy ones. And then lastly, I'm really happy about this because I wouldn't say I'm like a leader stan or anything, but like leader got massacred and it felt very unnecessary. I don't want to like upset people, but I was always of the school of thought that you could play around leader. I think obviously the matchups where you ended up with like very similar boards and then one person had leader doesn't feel great. I appreciate that, but I think that like leader did help with the meta in many ways. I think like changing him to say copy the enemy cards with the highest power played this turn but on your side is really, really healthy. So obviously with the Shuri nerf, they haven't really like nerfed her per se. They've just kind of made the ability a bit more telegraphed, and I think now leader's in a really good spot because now he's in a position where you can play him on turn 6 and he can copy a Shuri card, he can copy a Taskmaster, and I think like he's in a really good spot now, and I really, really like this. I also like that he's 6'2". If you've watched a lot of my videos, and you can probably guess from my channel icon, I play a lot of Mr. Negative. I think Mr. Negative's a bomb. I see a 2-attack leader with this ability, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to go in a Mr. Negative deck at some point. We might even try it today. So those are all the changes. I honestly think it's really, really good. I think it's going to give a bit of a reset and give the opportunity for some of the sort of like A and B tier decks to step up a bit. I think Move's been really strong for a while, but no one's playing it. So hopefully this encourages people to try that. Jeff's come out today. I am not accidentally buying this Invisible Wound. Jeff's come out today. I think he's going to be an amazing card. I really, really want to get him. But I also really, really don't want to pay 6 take tokens for him. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the changes. I think on the whole, really, really positive. The only one that like really sucks is the Lockjaw change. But let's face it, Lockjaw was kind of unhealthy for the game. And if we didn't change him, I think we would struggle. So today we're focusing on Master Mold again. I'm going to leave a link to another video below that covers what this deck is. But I basically swapped out 2 cards for Master Mold and Black Widow. I don't want to spend too much time introducing it. I've done the Master Mold video, the video before this one as well. So maybe go check that out. I just want to get into some games, play a few games, see what happens. It's deck 20, isn't it? I'm convinced that Master Mold is an okay card. We're ranked 114 at the moment. We're going to see how high we can go today. My duty at the moment, for at least the next couple of videos, I think, is to change your perception of Master Mold, because I've had a lot of really good games with it. I think Master Mold fits in really nicely as well. Like, if you're playing against someone who's playing a much slower deck, it just fits well, and you can sometimes clog up the hand, and it's good with like this deck doesn't have Ronin in, but I've actually found that using Master Mold to like mill a card or two, or like force the opponent to play things they don't want to play, helps a lot with Darkhawk. So hopefully you'll see how we benefit from that this game. Looking like a pretty strong start though. Also, they've updated the map. How dope does this look? It's just a floating asteroid in space now, which I think it was always supposed to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it not supposed to be the, like, where the space throne is? Or is that just me, like, making my own headcanon? Either way, this looks really, really nice. That sucks. Nobody likes Lemuria. It's looking pretty good, though. It would be nice to draw a 1 next turn, so we've got Bast and Korg in our deck, both of which would be great, because then we can play the Wong in them. God, I hate Lemuria. There he is, my perfect boy. I think we're just going to play a Wong, and then probably play Master Mold next turn, which would be good because it will stop them. So this is why I think it works a bit better in this deck. I think, like, next turn we'll be able to give them 4 Sentinels, which I know is, like, they're clearly playing some kind of, like, Hitmonkey token deck, so giving them 4 Sentinels, probably not the best, but we kind of don't care. We're kind of going to muscle through. We really like that armor as well. The armor's very helpful. We've already drawn Iron Man, which sucks, but yeah. I really like this. This looks a lot more pleasant. I haven't looked at it on... Do we want to give him Sentinels or Black Widows? I think we want to give him Sentinels because yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have Cosmo. That's fine. So he's going to be able to play like probably all of these Sentinels, but it's going to stop him drawing any other cards, which means our Darkhawk will be bigger, and then we're getting a load of rocks in this deck, so hopefully we hit Mystique here. Arnim Zola's pretty cracked though. I think we gotta go for the snap, guys. So if I was him, I would probably be playing the Hitmonkey left, right? So I think, is this gonna be big enough? Well, we snap now, we're gonna have to hope it's big enough. I think we gotta go for it. Screw the maths, we're doing it. We're doing it. He might not even have a Hitmonkey, right? You know? We may well have deprived him of his draws, thanks to Master Mold. I think winning mid's really important as well, actually, because it's Baxter building, so hopefully he just commits to playing mid. And if nothing goes right, we can test the Lizard with Arnim on its own, so I think it's possible. The only thing that's a bit sucky here is we have Reveal, but I don't know if he's likely to play a Shang-Chi left as well. I mean, there's only so many cards he can have, right? Like, most of his hand is Sentinels. I am a big fan of Master Mold. I think it's such a funny card. When I saw it, I was like, this is gonna be good. Like, when I used to play Hearthstone, towards the end of the time now, I was playing, like, normal Hearthstone before I started just playing Battlegrounds. I was playing a lot of, like, Disruption Druids, and there's a lot of, like, there was a card they brought out called Due Process, which meant each player drew an extra card each turn. My god, that was my jam in the dying days of Hearthstone for me. I think we're good. I think we're good. If he's got Enchantress mid, we're in trouble. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting choice, Enchantressing right. Because if he'd Enchantress mid, he would have won if he hadn't done the Scarlet Witch as well. That was interesting. I think what's mental is, though, he had 3 cards in hand, and they were all pretty good, and the rest was just Sentinels and 1 other card. Mental. Fair enough. Oh dear. But we probably stopped him drawing his Hitmonkey. So, you know, it's all good, it's all good. I've been trying to, like, theory craft a Quake deck in my head for the last, like, 6 hours. I've been off work today, and I've been out with my partner. She's at work now, and we've... Onslaught's just so good for us. It is a Thanos deck though, so that's not like snap or anything. And in my head, even though when we were out and stuff, I was just sitting there just thinking about like what's it called? Quake. Interesting armor. I really like this variant as well. The 1 cost. He gets a 1 cost. We could just start playing like loads of Black Widows and just really jar him out. I think we do it. We've got, if he hasn't got the reality stone yet, we're in a really good spot, so we can just stop and draw him for the rest of the game. And then we got Mystique, Darkhawk. And then obviously now Leech has been changed as well, so like we're gonna see how the new Leech change works, because before obviously this hand would be really vulnerable to Leech, but now it's not. Power Stone. Oh my god, why wouldn't you get rid of the Onslaughts? Oh, and he's put 5 rocks in his deck. Oh, I wish I could snap twice. I wish I could snap twice. We'll go Arg. Telling that that's really bad for us, but it's not. Okay, I think we'll just go... Do we Wong? Do we Wong him? I think we'll definitely give him 2 Black Widows. I think we have to, right? That's fine. Oh, if he's got no cards he can play, but... that's so funny. There you go, have 2 of those cards. Sick. So, we're gonna do this. And then if he plays Leech, like, I just don't see how he's gonna be able to get the power out next turn. Woohoo! Look at that, baby! 74 Darkhawk, we'd love to see it. Blue Marble, fine. Oh, that's kind of good with the Widow's Bites, I guess. Yeah. We gotta play Master Mog, right? We just have to. We might lose here, but I feel like we can't retreat now. We lose to like Shang-Chi plus something else, but I don't think we have a choice. I don't really think I understand the... What is that card? Magneto. Oh my god. Oh, the Magneto. It's just not quite enough though. I'm so... Oh, the Abaku! That was the scariest thing I've ever seen! Oh my god, fair play, mate. Fair play. If that had worked out, that would have been sick. I like that. I like this guy. Yeah. Big up. Man, 19 cards in deck. He got done by that reality stone, man. I just don't know why you wouldn't get rid of the Onslaught still. If I was him, I mean, he almost won. So like, fair play. Like the M'Baku could have won that. Like, he didn't play it badly at all, in my opinion. But like, if I was him, I would have got rid of the Onslaughts. I guess he's got Blue Marble. And maybe he didn't expect to get Black Widowed, but yeah, fair play. No, that was a close one. He did well. I just don't know why you wouldn't get rid of the Onslaughts, but I guess I mean I thought when he played like the armor and stuff, obviously he's gonna drop like Soul Stone and stuff like that. It's got the ongoing. I guess you could put Power Stone in there as well, but yeah. I also think that was just really unlucky location RNG that he put Subterranean. I fucking hate that location as well, man. Feels bad, but we're happy to win, you know, as you do. Well, we've got the GOAT himself, Mr. Master Mode. That's a bit rough. Okay. Ooh. Does Atlantis always had a visual effect? That's got to be new to this patch, right? I'm not crazy. You guys have never seen that either. Be a bot. That sounds really mean, but like, he's playing Rocket, man. I think we'll just play a Rockslide here. Yeah, I'm gonna read the patch notes real quick. I need to change to... Alright, there's some Captain America for a while. I swear there was like a VFX like change thing, and I swear it said something about... It's good though. It's not good. Okay, well, I think we're just gonna chuck the Monk there. It doesn't matter where we play, because he's gonna get slimmed to Bifrost. Is this a bot? You can always sort of tell by the cards, can't you? I think this is a bot. I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? late, Mr. Negative. We just want to play Darkhawk here. We might lose this though, to be fair. That's a really strong right hand. Widows, Onslaught. See, I'm scared. Because if it's Spectrum, we're just going to lose. Do we play around Spectrum? Or do we play around... I mean, the other thing is, right, what if he commits more power left? Oh, this is so bogus. If it is a bot, I don't know what goes in the bot decks. This is the thing. I mean, you could move that Nightcrawler as well. Oh, I think we're going to lose this. I think we're going to lose. Okay, it's fine. He's got rocks. He's got rocks and sentinels. Yep, fine. Cool. Okay. We didn't lose to the potential bot. Should we emote? See if it's a... Is this a real person? It's a real person. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, Daz. I guess... Just someone playing a pool 1 and 2 deck and I'm just there like, oh, this person is clearly a bot. Who would run Rocket Raccoon apart from a bot? Shit, man. Okay. So not great for us. Oh god, yeah, really not great for us. Okay. But then there's always a chance they just surrender, so we're gonna leave it be. We've also got some nice like bluffing potential here. And we can also like Black Widow Rockslide for a little bit of kick, you know. At the moment, yeah, this is a bit rough. The nice thing about it though is that we're still going to benefit from the Zabu hit here, so we can still play out like Darkhawk, and we can still play our whole. We're going to be able to play our whole hand this game, which is good. And you never know, the last location might be Subterranea, or the guy might be an absolute madman and just change one of these locations to Subterranea. I would delete Marvel Snap if they make a card that just changes the location to Subterranean. We're trying to eat healthier at the moment, and like, oh my lord, man, food is expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like, we eat. Medusa are actually kind of good. We like eat like a reasonable amount of takeaway because both me and my partner we like. She works a more accessible job, but we both work in hospitality, and part of the reason I'm changing jobs at the moment is because of the hours, because of like work and stuff, the lifestyle. But also like being British and like working late nights means that like when you finish shift at like 5 AM or 6 AM, you like go and get your bath. Why does it give such good effects to cards that like literally no one plays? Yeah, I think this is fine. This is fine. I'm all over the place though. Yeah, and we obviously like want to move away from like getting so many takeaways and like having so much fast food, but like food is like creeped up a lot. I don't know whether this is like a universal thing, but like before, you know, you could get like when I was growing up in like 15, 16, you could get a coffee for like £2 in most places, maybe like £3, and now like coffee to like almost like £5. Like as I mentioned moments before, we both work. I really want to get this Rockslide power mid, but then I don't know what he's going to be playing, so maybe we should try and spread it a bit. But let's do it in the correct order so he can actually still benefit from what comes next. So where I work in a pub, right? And when I started working in pubs, which was 5 years ago, I started as just a normal team member. I can remember like Foster's, which is, you know, if you haven't heard of Foster's is a very like, I don't want to say like bad beer, but it's regarded as a very like not very good beer. It all comes down to whether he has something that's like Wongable, right? I think we probably lose this. I think we should probably back up. That's only going to go up to 4. I kind of want to stick it out, guys. I kind of want to stick it out because I feel like he's got nothing either. I mean, the Darkhawk's going to gain stats as well. We get squashed here by a couple of things. Oh my god, okay. That's what it is. That's fine. Yeah, we win. Nice. I think we win anyway, depends on what the last card is. Yeah, GG, GG. Good old Rockslide, man. Boom. There it is. When I started, pints were 3.30, and it used to be like, we had like regulars, and like if you're not British or like you're from somewhere that doesn't have like people who are as habitual in their drinking as we are in England, regulars like come in like every single day. Like normally they're like pensioners. Obviously they can be younger people. We had some younger people too, but we had like these old boys who come in like every single day. Like every single day, probably from about 2 in the afternoon to about 6, 7, 8 at night. They go home eventually. They'd come in and they would just drink Fosters. They'd be there every single day, chat to them. It was great. They were lovely guys, you know. But then, like as time went on, our company started increasing the amount that it cost. The amount that it cost for a beer, which is like natural. That's how the economy works. It's in pretty good hands. And it went up sort of slowly, but like when it started being like major sporting events, so like major sporting events like the World Cup, Champions League final, Six Nations, our company, you know, fairly greedy, because I mean, who isn't, right? And they started telling us that we had to use like premium pricing, so we'd start charging an extra 20p on top of the normal £3.30 for a pint of Boston, which obviously did not sit well with many of these regulars, understandably. Something that they normally pay. You know, we're actually going to play in Subterranea. I'm kind of worried this might be Galactus, so it's looking very Galactus-y, isn't it, guys? Do you not think? But this is good, so now we're going to be able to go into turn 6 with priority, which is nice. I think we're just going to play literally just Bast. And then I guess we'll play Rockslide just to get cards in there. Seems good.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Oh, okay. We still hope. We could still hit Arnim Zola. But he's going to have priority, isn't he? Yeah, I didn't really think about the Strange Academy here. There's nothing I can do about that either. Oh well. Yeah, and they used to really not like the fact that like we did this premium pricing. We literally had a jar on the bar. So our head office obviously were like, no, you have to charge them £3.50. But these guys have been coming there for like 10 years. And you know, they're used to paying £3.50. So we had a jar to one side, the regulars just like, you know, put the money for their pints in it. They always pay cash as well. I mean, this was like 2017, 2018 times, people still use cash. We put the money in a jar, and then when the event pricing went back off the till, we put their points through. And then as the years have gone on, obviously the prices have gone up. You know, like normally most years they go up 20p. So around sort of like March, April time, we'd have it be that like we get told, oh, the prices are going up by like 20p. We'd have to amend all the price lists, you know. And like understandably, when I still worked in this place, a lot of the regulars were very much like, well, they're going up again, you know. And it's like, oh, it's fine, it's 20p. So back then, like a pint of Foster's probably cost like £3.30. I've worked at a couple of places since then. The last place that I worked at before where I am now, when this was the first time I was a general manager. Yeah, boy, we love Master Mold. Show him some love. Sorry. The last place that I worked before, we had curling, which is kind of like similar to Foster's but different. I'm not trying to insult anyone's like beer taste here. I'm not trying to cause any problems to anyone. A very interesting choice of playing Wave there. I guess he doesn't want to shuffle any rock. He knows. You know, don't you? You know what deck this is. I don't think I've played him before, but he knows. He knows what's coming. Oh, okay. Kind of weird though. I still don't get why you killed a Wave. I guess you don't want the rocks in your deck. That's understandable. I mean, we've got Darkhawk, Rockslide, right? So should we just go for it? Oh wait, we're not gonna have enough to play. Shit. We're gonna just have to go for it, aren't we? We're just gonna have to put this out here now. Let's see what he plays. So yeah, so like when I worked there, like, you know, prices have gone up a bit as well. And it was sort of like very difficult. If he snaps, we're gonna back up. Okay. I mean, if I was him, right, I'd be running Magneto. So I think we're just gonna leave it because if in my Sandman deck I run Magneto and that would just fuck me. Doesn't matter. He knows that as well. Like you play Magneto here, I can't play anything mid. I don't have anything that's gonna play into thingy. I'll just take the one cube loss. Yeah, and like, you know, pints there when I worked there were probably like the cheapest beer was probably like £3.80 or something similar, like Carling, I think. And then now when I started working where I work now, which is in Bristol, if you're from the UK, it's a bit spenny. It's like probably, in my opinion, some of the places here are like more expensive than London now, which is like saying a lot. But Bristol is a nice place. Like I'm glad I live here now. It's not where I'm from. You may be able to tell from my voice that I don't sound like I'm from Somerset. I'm from another part of the country. I'm from the southeast actually, but it's very nice here, very expensive. And like when I got here, our cheapest pint was £3.80. Now it's like £4.60, £4.80. But they put up the prices. I've been here a year and 8 months more or less now, but they put up the prices a lot. Like I'm gonna say like a lot. I mean like every couple of months or so. I really like playing Black Widow into Thanos as well because it really throws him off. He plays a couple of stones here. Yeah, you're not drawing any cards, which is sucky for you. Interesting Space Stone placement as well, because that means you can kill one of his stones if he wants. Wow. Well, that's something. I kind of want to snap, to be honest, but I don't really think I've got the right cards for it yet. And yeah, the prices have gone up so much. And like my company, I'm so confused. I don't understand why he just did that. But hey ho, you know, his loss our boon. Kinda wish I had Bast now because if I don't draw anything good, you know what? Might be good enough. Oh, we can't play the bloody criminal. Fuck. You know, I probably should have just let that lane go. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's so jarring. He's got so much shit in his deck. He's back up to 16 cards. What a game. Sure, another Black Widow. Why not? Or do we play Iron Man? I think we got to play the Iron Man, right? Arrow. Okay. Really doesn't bother me. In fact, I kind of wish I'd gone for the other route now because I could get this fantastic thing before I did the math. Wow, this is bad, isn't it? I don't think we can beat this. How funny. Man, I felt really strong. You know what? I was going to snap as well because I felt really, really good about it. I'm really glad I didn't snap. That district text fucking text. But yeah, sorry. I just get too distracted playing Marvel Snap, man, honestly. Beer prices have gone up so exponentially. Like, it's crazy to me, and I'm sure it is to like a lot of people. Just in general, like, I mean, it's a sign of inflation, right? I mean, things are not good in England. But like the fact that beer's gone up by like almost like 2-3, it's almost like doubled in prices in some cases since like 2017, 2018. It's not good. Like, and like it shows, and we struggle at work, and like people come in and it's like, I think our most expensive pint is like £7-8, which, you know, isn't terrible for the right pint. So I'm a beer enjoyer. I don't know if you guys enjoy beer. Like, I like to have like a stout. Stouts are probably my favorite, you know, but I like things like, you know, like chocolate hazelnut stout or like this and that, you know, something that's a bit more like out there, not just like, oh, you know, it's nothing wrong with lager, nothing wrong with normal pints, but like it's nice to Pet Mansion's actually so jarring. I don't want to fill the location. But it's nice to have like a craft beer, you know, like you get something and it's like, oh, it's a peanut butter sandwich blended with like you know, like rich matured oats, and you know, it tastes fucking crazy. But like the kind of place I work, and for the amount of money it is, it's not really like right that we're charging that much, if you know what I mean. And like naturally people come in and they're just like, well, I'm not paying that, and it's like, yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, I think back to all those years ago, and I think about there was a guy specifically called Gary who used to come in, and when we put the prices up permanently, so they had a problem with the event pricing, but they were like fine with that. They were like, fine, we just won't come in. When you're showing football, we'll go somewhere else. And it's like, okay guys, like fair enough. That's a reasonable compromise. Like there's nothing we can do. We can't change the way that the company works, because you can't when you work for a company. Actually kind of interesting. I'm gonna do this. Actually kind of like, you know, and it's like fair enough. Okay, Black Widow. you have a couple of Widow's Bites. All these rocks in his deck, all for nothing, you know. I don't know, I think we win this as long as he doesn't have any reach mid. Oh, a little bit of reach. Oh my god, it was Claw. God damn it. Madness, I would have won if I hadn't popped the Zola. Fair enough. GG, didn't expect a Claw. Completely composed me there. I guess now that, like, another change they made in this patch is, like, infinite players can only play infinite players. So I guess before, like, we were getting matched with people who were, like, definitely at, like, lower ranks but had higher connection levels. Whereas now, as we're playing people playing just infinite decks, we're going to see a lot more pool 1 and pool 2. I actually think pool 1, 2, and 3 have, like, the strongest cards. And this is kind of proving it, to be honest. We're getting our ass kicked by, like, Gamora and shit. Hey. Okay. This is actually kind of interesting for us, because we've also got this. So we can put 2 cards in his hand, which I think is really, really good here. Because now he's going to have to either play those Sentinels, it's like going to force him to play some garbage. And then I guess we can do this as well, to just stop him drawing any cards at all. Which is kind of nice, because now he's got to choose between playing the Widow's Bite and playing nothing. Yeah, nice Coulson, dude. Oh, and we got Darkhawk. I think we're going to hold the Darkhawk until the last turn. Did we just Rockslide him? I think we just Rockslide him. I mean, what are the odds that he's got a Shang-Chi, right? This is what I'm scared of, is Shang-Chi. I mean, Iron Man's going to add more power. I mean, yeah. Devil fine. We knew that was coming. But he chose not to draw cards for 2 turns, which is interesting. I think we should have snapped, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's tempting, isn't it? It's very, yeah. That's literally what I'm talking about, mate. I'm not sure whether we should snap. But we used to have a guy called Gary who came in, and he'd literally be like 20p could kill a man. He was like so offended by this idea of like 20p extra. I'm not snapping, dude. You snap. You snap if you're so confident. You snap. Go on, snap. Yeah, go on, snap. I'm waiting. Go on. Okay. Let's do it. If he's doing it, I'm doing it. For the video, man. For the video. I'm sure he's going to whip out something insane. I have no idea what he's going to play here that's going to be that good. I guess he could just go double Sentinel, but that doesn't really do anything, right? Mystique. Okay. Yeah. Fair. Rogue. Nice. Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Yeah, fair play. Didn't expect the Rogue. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair. I don't think there's anything I could have done to beat that either. If I played Shang-Chi, I would have still lost. Yeah, fair enough. You know, I wouldn't have done it if he hadn't snapped himself. Like, but like, fair play to him. You win some, you lose some, you know. It's interesting that deck has room for Rogue, but I mean, I don't really play enough Dino to really comment on that. But yeah, and like Gary, like he got really upset about the 20p, and I can remember a colleague of mine sort of being like, "Oh, Gary, relax, mate. You know, it's only 20p," and his iconic line of 20p could kill a man, and we used to say that a lot at work. It's just the way he said it, his delivery, his general like hatred for the idea of paying 20p more for his beer, which is like understandable. You know, did we give him a Zabu? Probably not. Probably not. Is like general like hatred of the idea of paying 20p more, which is like completely understandable. You can have a Mr. Negative though. Give him some crap. And like maybe that's a bad idea actually. But then again, if he's playing a Mr. Negative without like all of the benefits that we have, like yeah. Oh, he wants me to have a Bast apparently, which is fine. And we get a Sense. Everyone gets Sense. Let's just give him Black Widow. Give him Wong Black Widow. No, I don't think we want him to have Wong. I think we just want to play Iron Man here, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, we used to go around being like, oh, 20p could kill a man, eh, Gary? I guess if he empties his hand a bit, playing like Wong Black Widow does like gum him up quite a lot, and then I guess we can just refresh this Bast. Just in case, we'll give him a Bast as well, just in case he empties his hand. No, he's playing his Iron Man. Okay, that's interesting. Well, he's definitely not drawing any cards next time, that's for sure. Well, this is certainly an occasion, isn't it? Darkhawk. Or do we just play Arnim? Arnim Darkhawk? Is that good enough? Let's do it. I want to roll the dice a bit. I'm feeling a bit spicy. Shang-Chi. Okay. That's a bit rough. Because we kind of wanted to hit. I think this is good enough though. It depends what that last card is on, right? Widow's Bite. Yeah, this is good enough. And yeah, Gary always used to come in and be like, 20p could kill a man. I can't believe I'm having to pay 20p extra for these pints, blah 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 blah. And I shit you not, the guy was like probably, in my opinion, probably like 60, 70. Maybe he was a bit younger because of all the drinking fosters like 24/7 every day of the week. It's hard to say. But I left, I moved on, and like I came back to visit, since it's my hometown, this place. And they were like, yeah, Gary won like a lot of money. Not won, sorry, inherited like a lot of money, and his mum died. And it was one of those situations that you kind of get like a lot in like cartoons or sitcoms where like someone is really, really old, and then they're like, oh, it's my parents. You know, like Creed on The Office, he's like very old. And like, I mean, no, sorry, that's really offensive to Creed. But like, it's someone you wouldn't expect to have parents. And then like, it just mum just died. And he like literally was like, it was a lot of money. And like, not millions, but like hundreds of thousands, I think. And it just ruined him. Like, it did, because it was too much money. He ended up like, obviously he was already an alcoholic, in case that wasn't clear, like he's in the pub every day. Some people do go to the pub every day and aren't alcoholics, but this particular man definitely was an alcoholic. And it ruined him, and like, you know, he spent loads of it on like booze and stuff, but like, it's actually really sad. He got like attacked, obviously, because he's like a 6-year-old man who's coming to loads of money, word goes around town, it's a small town. You know, and he got like attacked and like hospitalized and stuff. I can't actually remember if he's still alive or not, but I know, you know, it was a very big, like, he sort of became like unrecognizable because he had so many like, obviously like problems because of this money, and because obviously people like knew about it. Like, it's like when they say like when you win the lottery, right? Like, it's very difficult to know who your friends are, etc., because everyone's always like, oh, you're coming to some money, eh? You know. So, you know, a bit of a sad end to the story, really, unfortunately. Yeah, Bast seems pretty good. It completely undoes this, eh? But, oh, and then we'll just play the Bast. And it's a shame. It is a shame. Like, I just think the juxtaposition between this guy who, and he was like vehemently angry about this. He was like, oh, 20p could kill a man. This is ridiculous. How could you cut the prices by 20p? And then, you know, like probably like 6 months to 8 months later, he's so rich that he's literally like buying like. That's very interesting, playing that early. I mean, I thought there was going to be a Shang-Chi coming, which is kind of why I played the Rockslide there anyway, as a bit bait. But that's actually surprised me quite a bit. Okay. What do you reckon? Do you guys reckon he's playing New Leech? I don't think he is. I think we can do this, and we're fine. It's going to have a very full deck on the last turn, so hopefully we don't get leeched here, because if we don't, then this looks like a bit of a slam dunk. But yeah, the juxtaposition is kind of crazy. And he was so like venomous about like the idea of like the prices going up ever so slightly, even though that's just how the economy works. And then he won all of that money and just like was drinking like literally like the most expensive brandy that you can probably buy from like a Sainsbury's out of the bottle. I don't know what I'd do with that kind of money, you know. Like me and my partner, like we basically, we don't live together yet, so like we're not sharing bills, but like we're paying like 2 lots of rent basically. Which is like tough. That'd be great if that was decent. Skip to turn, right? So, is he just going to drop like an Infinite on us? This is scary as fuck, right? How big are these going to be? They're going to be 18, 21. They're actually going to be bigger than an Infinite, which is quite funny. That is right, isn't it? Yeah. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's get him. Yeah, I mean, maybe he plays Wave or something. Not Wave. Maybe he plays Arrow, but then if he pulls the Mystique over, it's like, who cares? Okay. Interesting choice. She-Hulk. Nice. Sorry, bro. Shouldn't have played this. Shang-Chi was really, really early, dude. Like, there you go. We got our 8 cubes back from when we played the Devil Dino guy. I don't know. I don't know what we do with that kind of money. Like, I genuinely think money doesn't like buy happiness. And like, if I thought, so if you said to me right now, like, here's 100 grand, like, I 100% would like do some silly shit. And I've always said that. It's like, if I came into a large amount of money, you kind of have to get out of your system. So like, if you gave me 100 grand right now, fuck yeah, I'll buy a load of gold on fucking Marvel Snap. I'll buy like loads of stupid shit, you know. But like, I just want like, we just want sort of enough to like live. And I think I'm very, I kind of like would like to be at a point where I don't have to worry about money, because I think like inherently more money does equal more problems. And like, as you end up with more money, you find yourself in a better situation, you know, like you do end up with more. Did not expect that at all. That is the weirdest thing in the world. Okay, alright. Sure. Okay. I don't know how this interaction works. Surely she's not going to jump after you play one card, but even then we just won't play anything there until turn 6. Has this guy just really screwed himself? I think he has. I think it's like almost our civic duty to snap him at this point. He's got priorities, so he might Cosmo us, so we'll leave it one more turn just to see. But yeah, surely it doesn't matter, because whatever we play, like, great. I mean, he's probably going to play Viper here, right? But like, that's like fine, I think. Juggernaut, okay. Sure. He's really, really banking on that mid lane being like good, isn't he? So do you reckon he's going to go for playing Viper? Because this loses the Viper. I think we just got to go for it, really. This lane's a junk lane, right? We're fine with this. Spider one. Okay. This is interesting. For sure. Actually going to beat us as well. It's very interesting. Though, fair play. I guess that Titania play does make sense if you do that. Because we can't even, this would give us... Actually, that beats the Titania, we just can't win mid. Oh well. Fair play to him. What a bizarre game. I mean, that's what I love about Marvel Snap. Like, games are just so different. And that deck was so far away from what the guy before played. It's so, like, location dictated as well, isn't it? Yeah, like, I would love to live comfortably. Like, it would be nice to not worry about money. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're, like, shopping and, you know, you have to think, like, oh, you know, like, if you say to yourself stuff like, oh, £30 is a lot to spend on food, which is what, like, which is what Hannah said to me today. She was like, £30 is a lot to spend on food. And I'm like, is it though? Because that's like food for like 3, 4, 5 days. You know, that's our food. These are tricky because I want to play these. But obviously, if I play Black Widow, it's just going to get turned into a Hulk. We'll play Master Mold. If he wants to, he'll still have the Sentinel in his hand, right? Like, and then next turn we'll just Black Widow. Wolverine. Interesting. Yeah, and you know, like, obviously, it is a lot of money. Like, 30 quid is a lot of money. Like, that is a lot of money. Like, neither of us get paid that much. I wish I made that much. Ah, yes, waged order roll. Yeah, sure, if this guy isn't playing, you know, Galactus and gonna know all of these guys, which is definitely what's gonna happen. I mean, I think we probably lose here, I'm not gonna lie, because if he plays Null, we're just screwed. But I guess we'll find out here, right? Well, we may as well chuck some more rocks in his deck, and then hopefully his Galactus just doesn't get pulled. Oh, okay. This is interesting. It'd be nice if his Null got pulled. Maybe he's not Galactus. He's got priority reveal is the only problem here. But hear me out, I actually think this is a really good play. That beat 9. I mean, if it's Galactus, we just loot. Well, if it's Galactus, we should just play Iron Man, right? I mean, we could just do this and then just hope that 15's enough to win, right? This is just going to balance out as 0, though. Or, right, we could do this and hope that it hits the Rockslide. No, it hits the Hobgoblin. Yeah, you know what, fuck it, let's roll with it. If he Galactuses, it's fine anyway, the Arnim Zola is going to kill the Hobgoblin. Well, yeah, so this is tricky now. Oh, America Chavez after all that. Damn. Well, nice snap, bro, anyway. Good job. That was a weird snap. Why'd you snap that? It was a bit of a weird snap as well. If you're just going to play America Chavez, it's so easy to just, like, Shang-Chi mid. Interesting plays. Yeah, but like £30 is a lot of money, and she was like, £30 is a lot of money to spend on food. And I'm like, yeah, but we've got to eat, like, you know, you can't like not eat. And it's not like we were at a shop called Lidl, which is like not too expensive. Like, you know, we're not buying like crazy shit. It's not like we're there and I'm like, oh, let's get like lobster and steak. You know, it's like we're trying to have like fruit, maybe a bit of like protein, some nice breads, like, you know, but it does add up, and it like feels bad to me that it's like, oh, I feel bad about spending money on food. And I think, like, I would like to have enough money that I don't have to feel that way. And it would be, like, nice to be able to just do things as well without having to worry about sort of having money for, like, X and Y. Which is kind of like where we're at. It's like, I bought Hannah for her birthday, like, basically, oh, nice. Yeah, it looks really good. Love it. I bought Hannah, like, you can move it once, can't you? Yeah, nice. Well, there you go. That's going in Sanctum, I'm sure. We'll play... We could play Zabu here, to be fair. I don't think we're too worried about Black Widow. I mean, let's play this here, just in case this location's cracked or something. I bought her, okay. Guess we're not having fun. This is going to be a Cerebro list, isn't it? Interesting. I think we just play this right for now. I think we're kind of hoping to hit Arnim Zola on 6 and just like copy the Iron Man. There's no way this Jeff isn't like going across. Adam Warlock. Okay. You can't change my mind that he's playing Cerebro, by the way, guys. He is. Also, is this a fucking inkified Adam Warlock? What a chat. Sorry, I'm going all over the place. But yeah, I would like to have enough money to like live comfortably. Like, what that is, I don't know. I mean, I know our rent at the moment where I live is like way too much. I prioritize living really close to work, and obviously where my work's like a nightclub. I live in the centre of town, which is really, really expensive. But then if we didn't live so close, because I was going to move when my tenancy ran out last year, the problem then is that it's really expensive on the outside of town, you know? Only got 3 cards in his deck. This doesn't feel super strong, but I'm guessing he's going to move the Jeff across. I think the only problem here would be like Shang-Chi right would really hurt. That was a cool animation. Don't be Shang-Chi. You're never Shang-Chi. It's just a Cerebro. It can't hurt us. Yep. Ooh, close. Close. Fair play, mate. Cool deck. I think Jeff's a really good addition to it. Now that Valkyrie's dropped as well, I think we'll see a lot more of it. I love the Valkyrie-based model. But yeah, anyway, I think that'll do me for today. I got a Dungeons and Dragons session starting in 5 minutes, which is very exciting. With Dungeon Masters messaging in chat. Reminders, which makes me nervous that some people haven't seen it. It's not that big of a group, there's only 5 of us. Anyway, it's been really, really fun. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. Any feedback's really, really appreciated. I hope I'm selling you a Master Mold as well. I believe this card is the future of Marvel Snap. I think we started on like, what, 114.2 or something, and now we're on 115.6. So the climb is slow, we're getting there. I think we've got like, what, 2 weeks left in the season? I would like to make it to 200, but that might be a bit optimistic if we keep playing this deck. But yeah. Thanks for watching if you've made it this far, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.